Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Curt Soloff with Learn Bridge Online, coming to you from Learn Bridge Online's exclusive winter cabin hidden in the mountains. It's a very secret location, but a good place for me to spend a few minutes talking to you about a recent hand that came up. I teach a weekly class called Elevate Your Bridge, and I played along with my students a little instant tournament on Bridge Base Online recently, and we had a great hand come up. The Grand Slam is certainly one of the true thrills of the game, and we don't see them all that often. And sometimes people wonder, well, how do we get to these contracts? Well, a lot of times, as evidenced by the hand we're going to look at, it's easier than you think. So I want to take you through the thought process of bidding this hand, which is in fact good enough to open two clubs, strong artificial forcing, right? And of course, you are initially thinking, all right, well, I'm going to show that I have a strong hand, and then I'm going to bid my long suit. So the plan, of course, would be to follow up by bidding your club suit, right? Well, the response that I got from my robot partner was two spades. And this, of course, is a suit positive, as we call it. This is a 5-card or longer spade suit of reasonable quality, and the usual expectation is that this shows at least two of the top three honors. In my experience playing with the robots, they are pretty consistent with this. I don't believe I've ever seen them not meet these standards for the bid. And so I started thinking to myself, my partner must have, say, 8 or more points, usual standard for a suit positive. We know what 5 of those points are exactly, right? We know, since two spades is two of the top three honors, that the north hand will have at least king, queen, 5th of spades. And of course, I've got the ace, jack, doubleton, so we've got all the top honors in the suit. And partner will have at least a little something outside. Now, we don't know what that outside something is, but we can start counting some tricks here, right? It looks like we have 5 spade winners. Now, one thing to think about with the spade suit is that if the north hand does not have the 10, we would have to potentially overtake that jack with a higher honor to get to the dummy. And overtaking the jack with a higher honor might promote the 10 in a defender's hand. Now, partner could also have an outside entry, right? King of hearts, maybe, king of diamonds, something like that. But if we start thinking about the number of tricks, 5 spade winners, 2 red suit aces, that's 7 tricks, right? And then we've got this club suit. If the club suit comes in, don't we have all 13 tricks? And how do we know if the club suit is coming in? Well, we don't, right? I mean, partner might have a club or two. Partner might be void. Always a possibility. It is our long suit. Is there any good way for us to find out if the clubs are coming in? That's going to be really difficult. So what conditions do we need? Well, certainly if partner has a couple of clubs, we're in really good shape. If partner has a singleton, okay, that would give us 8 clubs, and then we would just need a 3-2 split in the suit. That rates to happen about 2/3 of the time. Of course, if partner has the jack of clubs, even if it's a singleton jack, that's huge, right? I mean, we could go through a bunch of gyrations and complicate the auction, and we'll probably never find out what we really need to know. And even if we are able to find out that partner has, say, the king of hearts or the king of diamonds, that's not going to tell us whether the club suit is coming in. But I like our chances. So I didn't fool around. My next bid was 7 no trump. And my students, I hope, realized that while this was a little bit of a gamble, it's a pretty calculated gamble that I think is going to work more often than not. It's just going to be too hard to tell whether we have a grand slam or not. Certainly a small slam is no problem. I mean, we could afford to lose a club and still take 12 tricks. But if we don't really know for sure that we can take 13, but we like our chances, sometimes the best thing you can do is just bid what you think you can make. And instead of having an unnecessarily complicated auction, this auction was quite simple. Now, I bought well. As you see, the dummy has king, queen, fifth, no 10 of spades, but that's okay because we have all the tricks we need. The jack nine doubleton was huge here. And this is, in fact, a trick one claim because we are guaranteed of 7 club winners, our 2 red aces. I just unblocked my ace and jack of spades from my hand. I won the opening lead. I unblocked the ace and jack of spades. I crossed the dummy with the jack of clubs. And I pitched the 2 red suit losers in my hand on the top spades before running the club suit. Piece of cake. Actually have 14 tricks here, right? You know, if they would let me bid 8 no trump, I would have made it. And so there you have it. Let's see the full deal. Pretty cute hand, huh? So what would I tell you about these hands? And people are often just terrified of bidding a grand slam, but you're counting tricks, right? When you're thinking about a grand slam, don't get overly hung up on the high card points or necessarily worrying too much about specific cards or hoping that they're in partner's hand. It is completely legitimate when you think things through and you count your potential tricks to just bid what you think you can make. And of course, the nice thing about bidding that way is that no bidding misunderstanding with partner, right? Not anything partner can do when I jump to 7 no. Here we are. We hope it makes. We like our chances, and it did. So thanks so much, everyone. Always appreciate your time, and be sure to check out Learn Bridge Online and elevate your bridge with me. Love to have you in class.